we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, oh boy, do we have a good one today! Today we have Morby in the house versus Always Slept On, week 6.
You're streaming your Twitch thing because you're on it. By the way,
What do you mean? Okay, hold on. I need to bring up the draft. Sorry. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, I accidentally opened up Clone Hero. That's not what I wanted to do. Before.
that's okay.
There we go.
Today it marks week 5. Always Slept On versus Myth Gaming.
Myth Gaming.
All right, before the game starts underway, what do you expect for picks and bans, Shrimpy Joe?
You know what? There is from Myth. If I remember their top lane, I believe they're both somewhat of Kled players. I'm not exactly too sure from ASL and Myth. So it's going to be pretty interesting what they decide to let through. Basically just danced around your question there. But yeah, we should be all set now. Let me go ahead and get this copied for the people in the chat. Who's going live? I don't have permission to post in that channel, but that's fine. Tournament General. All right. Honestly, sir, I'm not really too sure what to expect when it comes from picks and bans, but draft has
is underway.
started. Let's go.
Okay, my predictions is maybe the Varus comes. Oh, the Draven. They saw how badly I ran it down as Lulu in our previous game against Myth. They were like, we don't want to see Draven. We can't play safe.
Right off the bat, no one's playing safe. Or at least they're not.
I think Myth took out Udyr because Hytale is very good at that champion, as well as blue team being first pick.
I just vouch for taking out Udyr in general, if I'm gonna say so myself.
I know I spoke with Derp earlier, and he's not too interested in banning out Vsauce, I believe, but I could be wrong. Maybe I misheard him. Oh,
Ooh,
just
there's
kidding.
the Varus.
They are banning out Vsauce, Michael. They're trying to make him not play the game.
We
You
like
think the
that
third ban's
shit.
gonna be another ADC, and then the next 2 bans are the next ADCs?
It'd be pretty amazing if they banned out 5 ADs, I will say.
I think it's fun. Like, if they're really scared of Vsauce Michael and he's really good on these champs, it might be okay to ban these. Like Sivir, if they're going for all 3 bans on Vsauce.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, like, Team Myth is probably gonna pick the ADC the first rotation. So we'll see how that picks. They are very scared of Hytale. It looks like they're taking Hecarim and Udyr out.
Yeah, I would. I'd also be pretty. I'd want to secure my AD pick after they just banned out 3 of them, but no, they didn't opt. They didn't opt to ban out a third ADC. Instead,
Yeah,
they chose the Rek'Sai.
I think it's weird to ban 2 ADCs then pick Rek'Sai, because if you're gonna just ban the ADCs, might as well ban the Sivir too, because that's what you see Vsauce Michael playing.
Yep,
At this
leaving it
point,
open is
ASO is
dangerous.
saying either they're playing Sivir, or they just don't mind that Myth is just gonna pick Sivir here.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what this last ban is gonna be. Stalling on time a little bit. A Kiana. Ooh, take that back. A Yuumi ban. Solid ban. Yuumi.
Very, very weird ban, because I don't believe Force Laos has ever played a game of Yuumi. I could be wrong.
I do not know for sure. Coming up with the first picks of the game. Let's see who they decide.
I think it was a
to
last
secure.
second ban.
I
Either
don't
they
blame
pick the Sivir to take him away from Myth, or they pick the support here. Because they like playing Force Laos's pick here. Or the Seraphine Flex.
There it is. Seraphine Flex.
Oh, also, something to say to the viewers is that Knight's News is not actually playing tonight. It is Isold in the lobby in place of Knight's News.
They do have a sub for the mid lane, I believe.
Yes, the mid lane.
Yes. Okay, Seraphine, pretty interesting pick, wanting to be flexed between the mid and support side of the map. That's an Ezreal lock-in for Morby in the house. Let's see what they're going to try to pair that up with.
Very, very interesting pick.
I don't believe I've seen or heard of. I forgot his name. The Myth ADC.
Vsauce Michael.
Yeah, Vsauce Michael. I don't think I've seen him play Ezreal in any of these games, if he has at all, and in any of the tournament.
Oh, they're playing the Braum back to back to back to back. They just played it in BRG the last 2 games, and they're pulling out this game as well.
I like that.
I'm very interested to see the synergy of Ezreal and Braum. Ezreal's Q can proc Braum's passive, but they're not generally the best combination bot lanes.
It's a little iffy, but you know, Seraphine Kaisa as well coming in from ASO, excuse me. Calling out my alma mater.
Same as Myth's bot lane. I think Kaisa Seraphine is kind of a weird bot lane combination as well. It can work if you end up getting
You don't see it
the
a lot.
double root and you get the Kaisa passive stacked pretty fast. But I don't know. If you're playing with Kaisa, you probably go like something more Nautilus or even Lulu like an enchanter, more focused on one or the other. But something like Seraphine
is pretty strange. Bel'Veth pick coming out of nowhere. Blind jungle for Always Slept On.
No, you said the name wrong. It's actually pronounced Belvussy.
Belvussy, excuse me. I don't know how.
Yeah, my bad.
I don't know how I could have mistaken that. Thank you for correcting me.
Oh, no problem.
I'll make sure not to.
I'm looking out.
Miss it. Thank you.
Belvussy,
so
dude.
kind.
Next time when he's ganking, the Belvussy's coming.
The Belvussy. Let's see what Myth decides to match with it here. All right, Trundle pick.
Oh, the Trundle pick.
If I'm not correct, that could also be flexed as well, right?
The Trundle has been picked a lot by the Myth jungler in their game previous before BRG. I don't remember what that team was again, but they did pick Trundle a lot. What I think here is that Trundle really sucks into like Seraphine with Rylai's later on. And Kaisa,
the kiting.
You just can't get close enough to them. Maybe Braum can break that distance with the slows and ultis, but it'll be difficult to close that distance with Trundle later on.
We have a Fiora Aatrox ban coming from both the 2 top lane picks banned right here. Now we're currently waiting on the last ban from Myth. Let's see if they. I don't think there's a single mid lane ban here, but let's see what they decide to go. That's a Pantheon. I'm not too sure if that bans out the ISO. For Always
ISO hasn't played many games, so it's hard to tell what he's gonna pick.
Hard to read.
What I think is interesting is that Myth is banning the Fiora. I am happy to see they're banning more of the bruiser type top lanes instead of the tanky ones in order for Trundle to be more useful. I think this game, like if they don't have any like good Trundle targets, it could be really rough for Trundle.
I agree. Trundle does like to have the stolen stats, so you know that's good for him.
All right, Myth is picking first. Let's see what they get.
The Vex
and
pick.
They picked the Vex. Okay.
Interesting. So I guess it's safe to say that the Seraphine is more than likely going to be going support this game. I do know Miss Forest Laos does play Seraphine, so.
Oh, and Isold is picking the Sylas. Sylas has okay ultis. It's not like the most OP ones, but yeah, Sylas has okay ultis in this case.
I think Braum ulti might be one of the, especially in the team fight aspect. Braum might be.
Yeah,
but one of the best
Vex's ulti is very like high AP, like has high damage. So
and
if you can clean up with Vex's ulti, that could be okay too. But the reason why Vex's ulti is so powerful with Vex is because she can hold the W fear alongside going in.
And immediately
Sylas doesn't really do that well. He can charge up his E beforehand, ulti in, then use his E2 and follow up the stun. But it's not as good as when Vex has Vex's ulti.
I agree. Coming in with the Kled secured for the top lane.
I really like the Kled pick because the ulti can really gap close onto Ezreal. Kled is good into Trundle, applying that
Grievous
anti-heal. Yeah. Yes, as well.
That is true with the Q, with the mounted Q. Kled into Darius.
Kled
Not
into
really.
Darius.
I'm
I
not too sure how this
know.
matchup goes, honestly.
I believe Kled beats Darius handedly, but Derp has mentioned he does not play very well into Darius as Kled.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. I think against Kled, all he needs to do is press E, like dash into the Darius as Darius is charging up his Q, and then throw his Q onto Darius to apply the anti-heal, and the fight can be very good. Because I believe you
Uh-huh.
shut off the what's it called, the
The Darius.
Darius bleed when you get off of Scarl. I could be wrong.
Oh, I'm actually not too sure. That's a good question. I'm not sure if they do.
No, they probably keep the bleed. I'm just misthinking it, but I do know that Kled tends to be way stronger than the what's
Than
it called?
the
What's the
Darius.
champion again? Darius.
It happens, man. It happens.
Yoshi Miner has asked, or not asked, he has stated Vex is going to destroy the Silas. Wow, without any explanation, he just says that. Good to know.
No.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
You're
No,
contributing so much.
thank you, Yoshi, for your wonderful, helpful comment explaining how Vex is going to destroy the Silas. Fantastic, fantastic calling out from Yoshi Miner there. Calling out the future of this game.
Yoshi Miner.
We have a prediction from Yoshi Miner. That Vex will be winning this lane. Let's see how it goes.
Alright, I'll let you entertain the chat while I go get some food and drink some water.
Yes, sir. Sounds like a plan. Mr. Silly Salamander, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. We got a word from our sponsors.
Ooh, let's hear 'em.
Got a list of them today for y'all. We
glad to hear it.
have Milk.
Oh, milk. That's a pretty
Milk.
huge. That's a huge market there. Go
Huge
ahead.
market from specific CEO, Mrs. Cow.
Oh, Mrs. Cow. Fantastic.
Mrs. Cow wants me to read this little letter to everyone here. Milk. It strengthens your bones and strengthens your heart. Do not fret, for I am art. Use me once, use me twice. It is okay, for milk will make you glow in the night. Milk. That was word from our sponsors, Mrs. Cow.
Just beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Mrs. Cow, for your kind donation of $4 billion to the Sir Derp's third E-League here. Milk coming in clutch. If I've heard anything correctly, we lost a lot of sponsors over the last couple days. Just having no sponsor reads to some sponsor reads. People getting angry about them. It's really hard to keep sponsors these days. Milk coming in clutch with the $4 billion. Thank you so much, Mrs. Cow, for your kind donation.
Clutch. Also, just want to give a quick shout out to Captain Goofy.
Captain Goofy.
Oh, Captain Goofy! Shout out to you for ruining people's games, Captain Goofy.
Silly Salamander, if I may, is it true that someone is now a silver player, no longer bronze?
Yes. I was able to climb for once when I put my mind to it.
Hey, congratulations, sir. That's a huge feat. I'm proud of you.
Not really that big, but thank you. You're making it sound like I've never been silver before.
Well,
Yo, Trippy Joe, you got the air horns ready for any solo bolos that are coming along in this game?
let me get those ready, sir. That can be done. We're gonna come out with the sponsored solo bolos today by Milk. Milk, once again, thank you for the sponsor. You are fantastic, Mrs. Cow. I love you and I eat you every day. Coming in with the picks locked in, we have Always Slept On ASO on the left side, which is blue side of the game, and Morby in the house, aka Myth, on the red side of the map. Looking pretty interesting how these picks went. I'm liking the differences. I don't really see. Once again, I'm not really sure how many games Isold has played with ASO, if they're constant or not. Although I'm pretty confident about the performance of this game. I'm excited. Excuse me.
I think one thing to note is definitely on Derp's team, or sorry, ASO,
Mm-hmm.
there is a lack of front line.
Ooh.
I'd say Kled can go in, but he doesn't really peel for his team.
Uh-huh.
So if Kaisa and Seraphine do not kite well or position well, they could get caught out very easily from the Vex.
Especially with Darius and Trundle, it could be very detrimental for them if they just get run down. They could just run right past the Belveth and Silas if they wanted to.
One thing I do know also as well is that with a Trundle in the jungle going against a Belveth,
Nice rhymes.
correct me if I'm wrong, Saibon, but I think Trundle wins this.
Trundle Belveth in the jungle. I'm
I'm
not.
not gonna lie, dude. Trundle beats almost everyone 1v1.
Mm.
He
the
is
jungle.
very, very strong this season.
Mm. I agree. I
As
didn't even
we
play
saw
that champion.
yesterday with yesterday's games.
True. I
With the
believe
shout
it
out
was
to shout out to
Fiddlesticks.
Fiddlesticks.
Hey,
Shout out to Fiddlesticks.
I think is the title changed yet? I see BRG versus racially motivated best of 3. Still there.
It's changed on my end.
Okay,
yeah, it
okay.
is changed on my end. I'm not
Maybe
really
it's changed. My thing's just not updated yet. Don't worry about it.
It's probably not updated on my end as well. Yeah, it is. It is saying BRG. I can't do anything about that right now. I did change it on Streamlabs, so that's just gonna have to be changed post production. Apologies
Okay,
for.
I'm gonna report your stream. Don't
Okay,
worry.
thank you. Good thing it's not my
Just
stream.
Let me see. Report live.
Apologies to anyone who thought that BRG and Racially Motivated were playing today. Unfortunately, that was yesterday's game. The stream information did not update, even though I told Streamlabs politely to be saying Week 5 ASO versus Myth, but they
Shout out to
decided
Streamlabs.
do it. Shout out to Streamlabs for not having a good product. I take that back. I feel bad. And then if we go here, we go here. Bear with me as I change the windows for the stream. We're not missing much.
Oh, you
just
don't put a hotkey for it? My God.
I need to. Nah, I don't because my mechanical keyboard over here. People just get annoyed, so I'd rather not.
Dude, we can hear your mouse click. So, what's the point, bro?
Mechanical mouse here as well. There's nothing much. Don't mean to brag or anything, but here I am bragging. Nothing much I can do about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, loading into the game. Bear with me as the replay client fixes itself. Don't worry. This happens every time we decide to stream games, so eventually it'll decide to participate. Here we go. And we're on. Let's see how the teams decide to react in the very earliest of the game. We're getting some pings. Top laner is hovering around the bot side. Looks like they're gonna defend against the invade here. Myth positioning themselves in the blue side river bush right here, just take a peek if anyone's gonna decide to walk up. But it's looking like both teams are gonna decide against the invade. Yosha Rex is starting to head top lane as well. So we got nothing, no cheeses going on this game, ladies and gentlemen.
Just a good 5 point.
Just a good, somewhat of a 5 point from.
I was really okay with since for Myth to play the level 1 a little bit more aggressive there. Maybe Braum walk up to check to see if they were checking river, which they weren't. If they walked into the red side, they could have got some free access to that red side and maybe warded the Raptors for free.
That would have been a nice ward for them.
Yeah, we'll just see like pathing for free,
Mm-hmm.
and then they could have did a late invade as well with Vex, Braum, and Ezreal if they weren't paying attention. Because Braum is very, very strong level 1,
Mm-hmm.
as well as Trundle.
Yep, I agree. I am. Is it just me or is the stream title misleading from Jumpscare Nova? You are. It is not just you, sir. I do not have access to change the stream titles post live stream. I don't know how to say it, but there's nothing I can do about that right now. I did change it on my end when I started the stream, but Twitch.tv decides to say no, you didn't. So we'll just have to be changed to post-production. In post-production, apologies to anyone that got misleaded.
Twitch.tv said, "Where you going? You ain't going nowhere." Shout out to Alex.
Shout out to Alex, ladies and gentlemen. Got the level 2 for the bot side. Nothing fancy going on here.
Going on a little bit of trading in the mid lane.
Mr. Salamander, as a mid lane main and as a wanter to play Sylas, how do you feel about this mid lane matchup?
Kind of tough on a Silas early game, from what I can see. Well, it also kind of depends on the Silas, as I've shown kind of in my solo rank games previously. Vex, it hasn't been really a problem for me.
Big talk. I like it.
But then again, in one of my games, she was able to be very aggressive and literally poke me out of all my far in there. Here we go. We got a little skirmish going here on the top lane against Bel'Veth with
Velvet W's gets out
countering.
just fine.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
I
she
also wanna
does
say-
lose. Yes, sir. Go for
One big thing about Vex here is that if you notice the mastery points before the game loaded in, that Cheeto does not actually play Vex very often, as they have about like 0 mastery points on their champ.
it. Okay.
But Vex has a very small learning curve, so it's not too difficult.
Yeah, she's pretty easy to learn. Hard to execute a lot of other things. And there we go. We see that Silas
Oh,
coming
the
in.
minion blocked the Sylas E2. Pretty interesting for Isold there.
Pretty interesting. And there
Unfortunate.
we go, seeing Derp pushed against his tower, not being able to move much. Oh, there he goes with a Q land. But as we see, it is futile.
Lands the Q1, but manages to not get the Q2 off. We'll see how Darius decides to retaliate here. He is keeping him pushed up. Derp goes with the engage, gets the Q2 off. Grievous wounds are down. Misses the E in. Derpington is somewhat safe here, still on Skarl.
It was really good until he got hit by that second Q by Darius. Derp really needs to have because Kled has 2 charges of his Q. He needs to hold his Q, I'm sorry, his second dash when Darius is throwing out his Q. So he traded evenly there because of that.
If he was managed to dodge the Q2 there, or the second Q from Darius, then that would have been a better trade off for him. But he's still somewhat ahead in health. Looking pretty alright for him in the top lane so far.
Very much so. I gotta use the magic room one quick. I will be right back.
Yes, sir. No problem.
Thanks
Have
for
fun.
letting us know. Great. Let us know how big it is.
Is it any record breakers or not? I'm pretty excited. Yosha Rex chilling in the bush, coming in with the WQ. Getting some nice auto attacks to stack that hemorrhage off. Max stacks of hemorrhage. There's the flash from Derpington. No more Skarl for him. Still lands the Q2 off. Mid dodges the second Q from Darius. Although Sir Derp is very close to
Derp
getting
is looking for
Skarl
the
back.
kill. Oh, Derp has already used flash in this case.
Has no flash, although very close with that courage bar. Really scary for Yosher. Coming in with the engage on Braum, and there they are, ladies and gentlemen. That
The
is
Braum passive stacked, about maybe get a second one.
not looking
No, not
like
enough
it.
damage.
Ooh, so close. So close. That is first blood to the Braum. Unfortunately, not to the Ezreal, although that is a kill secured. First blood is down for Morby in the house. We had a rip the cleanse from Mr. Jumpscare Nova. That is very true. Another lost Skarl off from Sir Derpington. Passive is on cooldown. Unfortunately, he will not be able to hold the lane. He will have to leave.
Yes, I think Trundle should just push in the lane completely at this point. I believe he, I can look on my own screen.
Oh, I
Has
apologize.
kept the wave, no, don't worry. You can just do direct to camera.
I'm just working on. Getting like the gold stats and stuff.
Oh,
I
what's
thought
really
that's
nice
what you were gonna look
to
at.
show here is
Uh-huh.
that Pled has a wave slow stacking to push towards Darius' side. Darius is down in levels, but the way that Pled has been playing this matchup makes it very likely that Darius might be able to solo kill him.
I'm hoping to see some good action here. Derp is, oh, and there no longer level advantage is here. Darius is now level 6. The Q down from the Kled. There goes the bone plating. The purchases from, we have a Kled starting with the Vamp Scepter and steel caps from the Darius as well. Ezreal looking to, I'm not really too sure what those items build. Is that Sunder? Yeah, I believe that's Sunder. They're coming in with the engage, getting a good trade off, but he gets hooked right back in for the Darius. Ults to stall the Q. Not really sure what he was planning on doing with that ult there, but that is ulted down from Kled.
Very questionable ulti right there.
So, was it any record breakers in the little magic room? Sad to hear it. All right.
Very sad.
Very sad.
As some would say, Sag.
Some would say that. This Vex takes a turret shot, although is doing pretty good against this Sylas, managing to fend him off this entire time. Keeping Isold at least 75%, or at most 75% health this entire time. Belvusi coming in for the Braum here as Braum tries to clear that pink ward, and that is a dead Braum.
That was very unfortunate. That was very unfortunate.
Was very unfortunate. Sylas also coming in.
Sylas going in.
Has the Vex ulti. Ooh,
Does he do something about it?
I'm not sure if he can. Oh, with the Belvusi here, maybe he can. Oh, that is a nice flash from the Vex. A nice sidestep from the Vex as well. Although this might look like that's the Ghost coming down from Darius. Misses the Q, lands the pull, and that is a dead Bel'Veth if I've ever seen one. There it is. That is a kill for Yosha, and the flash ult!
That's a flash ult! Oh my god! The Darius came in and said, "Where are you two going? You ain't going nowhere."
That is you ain't going nowhere.
They ain't going nowhere.
You guys are the best shoutcasters. I like being the analyst. Damn.
That was a
Can you guys yell out top diff?
Top Diffy 2-0 Darius.
Can we get that in the chat, please, everyone?
Can we get some top diffs in the chat, please? That is a perfect, I wouldn't say perfect, but that is a fantastic double kill for the Darius there. Managed to kill the Bel'Veth with the ulti and flash into the tower range with the Sylas just in time to kill him with the ulti before he dashed away. I did not expect that. That was pretty fantastic, I will say.
I agree with Glazed Tots, or supposed to be Toast, but title diff.
Title diff, ladies and gentlemen.
You're his mortal enemy, Glazed Toast, 9-slice toaster.
Let's see. Okay. Let's see who's the better form of toast. Silly Salamander, I have a good question for you. Would you rather have 9 slices of toast or 1 slice of glazed toast?
When it comes to glazed toast.
Oh. One moment, excuse me. So the Darius trying to get solid 1v2 here. And there it is. Unlucky that the Kled was able to get Scarl back with the Courage passive. Did not expect the Bel'Veth to walk through the lane bushes and onto that. Sylas engaging on the Vex, trying to get as much trades as he can here. Nothing much he can do there.
The very good thing about Vex is that Vex is very bursty, but she's also very burst to kind of really up close skirmish champions like Sylas. That is that's one of the biggest things that I do know about Vex, is that whenever you get onto her, and if people know how to use her, whenever she gets jumped on, she's able to burst down and take really big trades. well.
Sylas getting what he can with the small trades. I don't know how I would be handling this lane. Actually, I take that back. If I was in this lane, I'd probably be 0-3.
And there goes down the rift in the mid lane. Will they be able to take tower? We don't know.
I don't think that's a dead tower there, but that is some free plates for 160 gold for Vex and Trundle here.
Now that we can look through like hindsight bias, ISOL does not look very comfortable on Sylas against Vex.
No, he does
Very,
not.
very, very, very weird that they chose to have a counter pick mid, picks Sylas into Vex, and is getting no priority in the mid lane whatsoever. Does not allow for Hytale to play around the mid too much.
That is true. In fact, the only time Bel'Veth went mid, she got a double kill, and they gave Darius a double kill for that. So very unfortunate for the Sylas here. Luckily, though, his laner wasn't the one that got any of the kills. So, and he is doing pretty good in CS, ahead only by two so far, but still pretty even on CS. So, in fact, all the teams are doing pretty even on CS besides the Bel'Veth. Ooh, did the Ezreal actually get that red buff there? I think he might have sniped that red buff.
The red buff.
He actually sniped the red buff with his ultimate. That was pretty juicy there. Braum going after the same... Oh, Sylas coming in with the engage. Although didn't get much off. The Vex counter engaging here. All of her spells are down. Unfortunate, Sylas can't do anything after that. And he is left to run away. Although he does have a Vex team with him. Bel'Veth coming in out of nowhere to help defend the tower. Good play by her to let this mid tower not fall. Ezreal trying to engage onto the Seraphine. Seraphine ulti, he does manage to flash it. Kai'Sa did ult in to try to kill him, but there's nothing much going on. Sylas counter engaging with the Vex ultimate. Can he solo dolo from ISOL onto Cheeto?
Solo
Solo dolo.
And Vsauce Michael BMing.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Vsauce Michael BMing, doing what Myth does best. Sylas looking to secure something here down in the bot
Sylas
lane.
is looking to give another kill off to Vsauce Michael.
And there's a dead Sylas, ladies and gentlemen.
Look, woo,
Woo! Hell yeah!
Yeah,
We
love
love
it.
to see it.
No, very, very good play by ISOL to get that kill onto the Vex, though, knowing that Sylas is very good as he gets lower. His W is based off her percent health. His percent health, so he heals more. And
Oh, I didn't know that, actually.
making trades in the mid lane with Sylas, even though it looks like he's losing later on. If Vex gets low enough, he can just win that fight. So that's what he did there. In the bot lane,
He was looking.
what I want to point out in that fight, it was very good. Braum blocked the Seraphine ulti from hitting Ezreal. That was the difference between Ezreal dying there or Kai'Sa and Seraphine dying.
And Ezreal did manage to get, I believe that was 3 kills. Well, all 3 kills from that. I'm not too sure. Although, was very, very good play by the Braum there. Vsauce Michael unfortunately did have to blow flash to get out of range, or get behind the Braum there to not get hit by the Seraphine ulti, but he did survive and got 3 kills off of it, so very good for him. We got a Kraken Slayer purchased from the Kai'Sa, pretty good against the Braum, Darius, and Trundle there. I don't know what else she would have built.
Hytale is having a very difficult time with his buffs this game. Looks like Trundle or Darius has put a ward on the blue side and is able to actually see Bel'Veth's passing.
I have a little bit more insight in on the Bel'Veth's passing. I didn't even notice the mid tower fall, actually. No more tower for the Sylas here. Let us taking some of the great Ezreal cues. We'd love to see it. Darius taking the Hex Gate into the bot side jungle, probably looking for a dive here on the bot lane. Although I believe he is sitting on a ward, not too sure. Tower falls. Braum misses his Q, is unable to get the slow off. Darius engaging on the Bel'Vusi here with the flash E into the Q and the ult, but the damage reduction doesn't kill her. No reset for him.
Velvet down, and then we got with the Vex ulti going in and kills the Kaisa. Sorry about taking this thunder, but this Vex is going off.
It is alright, sir. No worries. Sir Derpington looking to get the Scarl back, but it does not matter. He is not fast enough. It's looking like a dead Sylas maybe as well. Can the Braum secure the kill? No, he can't. Sylas does manage to get away with his life. Unfortunately, his team is not so lucky.
What do we say to that? If only you were faster.
As a wise
Braum
words.
is looking very, very, very good.
Yeah, it's
Stopping
really
the
starting to see
Seraphine
it.
from playing the game is so insanely useful this game.
I have not seen a Braum in the bot lane in a big minute. In my opinion.
I can say the same, honestly. It's looking really good. And honestly,
When it comes to a lot of Broms going in the bot lane, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Shrimpy Joe, aka 9 Slice Toaster.
yeah.
I really think that
What
it's,
the
a
fuck?
it's a hit or miss when it comes to a Brom in the bot lane, and majority of the time they can either be a good one or a very bad. And from what we're seeing, I think this is a pretty good one.
Yeah, not to toot my own horn, but whenever I am playing my Baikel, as I like to call him, in the bot lane, and I do go against a Braum, it's pretty 50-50. I'm not too fond of Braum, I will say. That passive stun, just like that, actually, that late cleanse,
Oh my
that
god.
was very unfortunate for Lettuce there.
That
Wow,
was something
Ezreal
else.
is
Or early,
so
I mean.
much stronger that it didn't even matter. He just one-shot him.
See, the
Yeah,
one thing
the
about
cleanse or
Ezreal that
not,
I have
you probably
noticed-
killed him.
Yeah,
and
cleanse and
Shane,
not
yeah,
did
Shane, you can
regardless.
correct me if I'm wrong here, but like one thing I've seen about Ezreal's is that whenever they have a really strong early game, they stay strong. And even with a pretty bad early game going into late game, they are still getting consistently stronger because of the EQ.
The safety from an Ezreal just allows him to just keep that lead. And, you know, you see most Ezreals solo E into the middle of the team, but this is not this Ezreal's case, as he is playing as safe as possible, keeping his lead. Although this position is kind of bad, but the Kled alone can't solve the Ezreal on his own. That is a Seraphine ulti down, looking like a dead Trundle. No, he makes it out. Kled stunned, and that is a dead Kled. The Ezreal did E into the middle of the team, like I just said, but it doesn't matter because they're all running away. That's a double kill for the Ezreal. He does.
Can he get a triple? Can we see a
Man.
triple?
I don't think we'll be able to see a triple here. Unfortunately, they're playing a bit safe, which is kind of smart. Unable to take the Hex Gate, it looks like. Everyone looks a little bit confused. That's kind of funny. Yoshir, unfortunately, has to walk and take 2 turret shots, but that was pretty strange.
Michael making that play happen, diving onto the Kled and moving towards the bot side was really impressive.
That was a very, very, very good play for Vsauce Michael here, landing at 7-0 with
It also really
a.
doesn't help with a 7-0.
Ooh, that's a 3k gold difference for Vsauce Michael and his allied bot laner. Well, Kaisa will not be taking that ultimate, for that will be certain death for her if she
Wanted to
did.
go back on your Ezreal comment. Ezreal is a champion that when he's behind, he's really behind, especially if that team has a lot of tankier champions. In this case, ASO has champions that can't really deal with Ezreal once he starts getting some damage. Kled could, but at this point, Vsauce Michael is doing way too much damage. No one can tank the Ezreal's abilities, and Ezreal's just gonna run over them with Braum. Playing front to back with Darius, Trundle, and Braum, this Ezreal's gonna be impossible to get to.
Exactly, and going back to your comment before the game started about ASO not having a front line, this is really starting to show, as even Kled, like you said earlier, no one's being able to tank these Ezreal's abilities. Kled is opting for the Bork here, Blade of the Ruin King, so there's really nothing they can do about this Ezreal if he manages to keep his positioning good.
Did you just say Blade of the Ruin King?
I did say Blade of the Ruin King, sir, yes.
Blade of the Ruin King with Viego being the main villain of Runeterra.
Yeah. Anyways, coming in with the Sylas against the Trundle here. Ooh, looking pretty interesting. Oh, but that Glacial Augment did secure Isolt's death. Kled ulted in, or tried to ult away, not really too sure. Darius with the Ghost, the exhaust comes down. Can he still secure some kills? Lands it on the Bel'Veth, and that is a dead Darius right there. I've seen that plenty of times. Yosher has ghosted and decided to run into the entire team, and usually it goes pretty well, but this time was not one of those cases. They are luckily getting the inhib off, though. Kai'Sa ults in, the exhaust going down, saving the Vex's life, and there it is, a dead Kai'Sa. Unfortunate for the Kai'Sa there that the Vex did have flash, and the exhaust from Ezreal.
In the arms of an angel.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are at a 10k gold lead at 20 minutes. There's Vsauce Michael Eing into the entire team. That's a shutdown for Kled. This is looking like a good fight for ASO here. Kled with the 1,000 gold bounty to the unstoppable bot lane now falls.
Unfortunately, ASO had lost Brady, the Kai'Sa, and is unable to just immediately do Baron. Very difficult coming.
They are able to
wow,
contest the
okay.
dragon here, although Vex coming in to save the day with the
Darius
fear.
reset.
There's Darius does fall, unfortunate, but Vex coming in to clean up for the team, but she misses the Q, I believe, and that is a dead Vex as well. Some misplays coming in from Morby in the house, but it doesn't seem to matter. Just Trundle will continue to take this dragon, and there's nothing that they can do about it. Unfortunate for ASO, they did manage to stall the dragon as much as they could. Is that a snipe from the Ezreal in base? Oh, that would have been really cool.
That would have been impressive. That would have been
Big
funny.
thing to mention there is Ezreal and Braum taking so long to leave the enemy base for no reason, giving up a lot of gold.
That is true. That is
ASO.
true. Kled was able to start on his Gore Drinker Mythic, it looks like, with that 1k gold that he kindly handed over to him.
You know what? ASO is thinking ahead. They see Trundle, they're not gonna build any resistances. Resistance is for losers. Build
True.
all damage and Trundle can't take it away from you.
Kled ulti does come down, trying to secure the Ezreal. Ezreal does unfortunately get charmed by the Seraphine ult. That's a 4-man Ezreal. Ezreal is down, as so is Kai'Sa. Vex coming in as a backline, cleaning up the entire team, and there's Darius as well. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a ace for Morby in the house.
Morby in the house is doing very well on their just being able to last long in a team fight. As we see that one thing that we've seen multiple times in multiple games with the Trundle is that even though Trundle gets 5 people on him, he's able to survive long enough and get them low enough to have their mid laner or their ADC to clean up.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a GG at 24-50. 24-50. Morby in the house takes the win. That was a total of an 11k gold lead at the end of the game. 9-25, Morby in the house. Very good gameplay coming from both sides. Like I said, unfortunately, at least showing from that last fight, they were unable to get anything after. What I'm trying to say is that they managed to take down the Kled, but the momentum from their other laners was too much for ASO, as they did take out the Ezreal, but the Darius moved in with the Trundle, and it was too much for them with the Vex coming in to land the fears. It was pretty bad for them. Although that was a good game, I'm happy that played out. I don't know what I mean by that. But
Looking onwards to game 2, what do you expect ASO to ban on the game 2, starting off game 2?
if I had to be honest, I would guess the Darius. I'm not too sure how Derpington plays against Darius, but that pick I've seen Myth play at least once every series, and it's not fun for them. Or it is fun for Myth. I mean, Yosher usually does very good on the Darius pick.
Yeah.
I would expect that, and actually, I wouldn't say that they ban Vex, because the Silas pick into the Vex I feel is kind of what caused that issue. Sylas was unable to do anything during the laning phase, as Vex was just able to sit behind her minions and do whatever she wanted. Actually,
This is gonna be very bold of me to say, just because in the last game, and it'd be completely different from the first 3 bans game 1. I think they take away Braum, that opens up the Seraphine. If they and they might ban the Seraphine in response, but taking out the Braum, taking out the Darius, because he has proved so well that when he plays Darius, he's going to win his lane. And the jungler plays Trundle a lot. In the first series they had, they picked Trundle every single game. It was open. This game, it's open. They pick it. I think if you take Trundle, Darius, and Braum, they might have a better chance.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was very good. Very good for Morby in the house there. Fantastic gameplay from the Ezreal, from the bot lane alone. They were able to get their lead, and despite the little mishap there in the mid lane, where Ezreal and Braum decided to stay too long, they did very well holding their own through the game, keeping that momentum that they had, and just using that momentum to just steamroll anyone that couldn't get to the Ezreal, honestly.
That was honestly a unexpected game. I did expect, and this isn't throwing shade, I do want to say this is not. I expected more of a fight coming from ASO, from Sir Derp's team. I expected a little bit more, especially seeing the Kled. However, this is a Darius.
To be fair for Sir Derpington, it was going quite well, pretty even for him in the top side. He did manage to get that gank from Bel'Veth, which helped him get a little bit ahead in the lane. Although immediately after that, Darius did roam mid, get a kill on the Bel'Veth and Bel'Vusi, excuse me, and a kill on the Sylas as well, leading him 2-1, I believe. And that was kind of it for the Kled there. He couldn't really do much once he got that lead.
And ladies and gentlemen, while we're on intermission, I would like Shrimpy Joe to put attention to the memes channel as we are getting underway to game 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to be pulling up. This is very dangerous, in my opinion. But we're gonna take a small look. We're gonna take a small look at the memes chat. Are we talking about the memes? Or yeah, the memes chat. Here's the invite for game 2. Trash Talk and Banter. I'm going to pull up the meme chat. We have a Vsauce looking at the red buff in the red shirt, and Hytale is very, very confused here about what he's thinking. Derp walking in with 3 boxes of pizza as Hytale is running it into Darius. The map is on fire. Bot lane getting sauced on.
9 slice toaster. Can you get to the
Silas
spectator so I can get in?
Yes, I can. I am so sorry that had to happen.
You're not even showing the memes. What's the point, bro?
I am. Is this not the memes? Oh wait. I don't know what's going on.
No, you are showing. You're showing it.
Okay, I was like, oh, I thought I was.
It made no sense.
First pick Jin, says Vsauce Michael, being very bold, trying to put some mind games onto ASO here. I do believe that this is. I do 100% believe that this is mind games. I do not think that was the wrong chat.
It's the first big Jin. It's the first big Jin.
It is going to be the first pick Jin. It's going to be the first.
It's a 50-50. Will they take the chance into leaving the Jin open?
Wait, we need
The world may never know.
Tater draft.
Yeah, I think we did a draft without us.
I wouldn't be surprised if I missed if I say so. Thank you. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Draft has started without us, but that is okay. Here we go. We have the Udyr Yuumi ban from Myth again, kind of running it back on their bans. And there's the Braum ban from ASO. And the Trundle, as stated by Saivon earlier.
What I'd like to see Myth do is ban Seraphine here.
That is true.
In response to the Braum ban. I think the Yuumi ban is still really weird because Force Loss has not played Yuumi.
They
waste 1 ban, but it's okay.
I do believe it is a case of like I'd just rather not see that champion in our games in Myth. They would ban Morgana, even though I
Wow,
think I played one game of Morgana in that time, and there's a
I
Silas
think
ban.
I think
Wow.
I think Myth is confused on what to ban because that Silas wasn't a problem at all for them. So
That
it's
is a
weird that
very
they banned.
questionable band. I mean, he.
Maybe
You-
maybe they're feeling maybe they're wanting to pick a little bit more ballsy ultimates this game. Yep, there's the Hecarim. A little more ballsy ultimates that would get impacted by the Silas. If ISO does decide to pick Silas again, that is.
But Silas's ultimate veers longer with more movement speed, so and
Hmm.
it's a little hard to use to be honest. So I don't think Silas ban was worth it. Still, let's see what Myth has to offer. Still,
Going in with the Ezreal ban also from ASO. I didn't even notice that. They said, get that bot lane out of here. I'm not very too fond of Ezreal myself as a support main. It's very, very rough. I'm sorry for Mr. Salamander here. I'm not
I'm
even
seeing this Misfortune. I believe it's gonna be Misfortune, Seraphine if they decide to pick the Misfortune.
Yep, that is true.
Oh no, it's
It's a
bit of a game here.
game of Misfortune. Warwick locked in as the jungler, hopefully. Not really too
Maybe
sure how
it
the...
is a Warwick support.
I-
We shall never know.
I hope not. I will
I
say
really
that.
hope not either.
It's very likely that it's gonna be Warwick jungle, but it is very weird that they would not pick the Seraphine here.
Oh, there is
Yep,
the Seraphine.
They just got their Seraphine taken away. I 100% believe Always Slept On was thinking about playing the Seraphine with the Misfortune,
Oh, is it
but
Seraphine
now
mid?
that they lost their pick, we'll see what they can pick now.
Something like a Seraphine mid, in my opinion. I don't think Seraphine Lulu bot is a thing. I'll hold my tongue because I'm not too sure.
I think Seraphine can be flexed with Lulu just fine, just because Seraphine's W gets empowered automatically if Lulu shields her.
Oh,
Also, too, we
ASO
did
not too
see-
sure what to pick
We
here.
did we did see a Maokai and Senna bot lane, and we saw how that went yesterday.
That
so-
was a very interesting game and very
So
interesting pick.
we don't know what's gonna happen. This could be a Seraphine Lulu bot lane, which questionable, but you know, we've seen miracles happen here in this league so far. So
Speaking of miracles, we have a Soraka locked in for Always Slept On.
Oh,
Oh,
second phase banned.
Lord.
I'm really happy to see the Varus banned because Varus applies free grievous wounds against the Seraphine Hecarim,
That is true. That is true.
or sorry, the Soraka and Warwick.
That is very good ban. Knowing that Vsauce Michael is very comfortable on Varus.
For the last ban for ASO, I'm really looking forward to them banning either Darius or Aatrox for the top lane. And then for
either
mid,
way, know.
it's hard to know who to ban because we don't know too much about Isold. But I agree with Myth's ban here. Just ban out more of Derp's champions, Fiora and possibly even Gwen.
Would be
will we see a Gwen ban? Will we see a Gwen ban?
not too sure, but we did see a Nyla ban for ASO as well. Very interesting champion. Ooh, the Victor ban.
Oh, the
That's
Victor ban is very
crazy.
good too because Victor can break shields pretty easily.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty detrimental for Seraphine and Lulu. Let's see what ASO decides to pick here for the second to last. Akali is hovered. Will Akali be locked in? That is an Akali mid. Interesting. I'm honestly not too
Akali
sure if
mid
we've
or an
seen.
Akali top.
Good
She
point.
can be ran in the top lane, and she is seen to be pretty strong in the top lane if played right. And there goes the
Ooh,
Kog'Maw.
I don't know about that.
Possible Lulu Kog'Maw bot lane, Seraphine mid.
I'm not too sure about that Kog'Maw pick into the Akali, honestly. Glass Cannon against Assassin isn't very fun. Although I guess that depends on the mid lane performance of the Akali and the Kog'Maw. If the Kog'Maw gets behind, if the Akali gets ahead, it's a death sentence for him.
One thing to mention is Seraphine would probably be needed to build
Ooh.
at least the first item, damage item, maybe Leandries or to help wave clear, and then build into Mikhail's just support items in general, and this team comp can look really good, especially with Lulu Peel and Maokai Peel.
Yeah, that is true. I'm really, really excited to see what. Ooh, Derpington locking in the Aatrox maybe against Maokai. I'm not too sure about that matchup.
It can be okay. I think Aatrox with Soraka is actually a very good combo and can heal a lot, similar to how what's it called, Olaf and Soraka Yumi are good
Press the
champions
wrong
together.
thing. We are ready. We switch over. Continue. Sorry.
One thing I want to mention is, I noticed that bot lane on ASO side does not pick champions that work too well with each other. With MF, you'd like to see, for example, the Seraphine combo with the MF ulti, the Nautilus with the MF ulti, just champions that can lock down for the MF ulti. And Soraka is not really a champion that can do that. Most of ASO's team cannot lock down champions for Misfortune ulti. Misfortune is just gonna have good positioning and have Myth set up good Misfortune ultis for her. So this could be really tough.
We'll say Myth is gonna have to. There's a lot of healing on their team just with the Soraka Aatrox alone, not even including the Warwick. Myth is going to have to do something pretty good about that. They do have very good. I don't want to say peel, but I also want to say peel. I think very good peel for the Kog'Maw to stay alive with the Seraphine Lulu alone, Maokai W, Hecarim existing. It's looking pretty interesting for the future here.
What? Excuse me.
Your excuse, sir. That was a pretty good one. I'd give it a solid 5 in my opinion. I liked the noise that it reverbed.
With you giving that a solid 5, we're gonna go ahead and get with our sponsors today.
Oh boy,
we have
oh
a
boy.
new sponsor today with everyone. Peaches.
Ooh.
Do you like peaches? Do you like a nice juicy peach?
Oh, Silly Salmon.
Yes,
I can
do.
say
Yes,
I
I
do
do.
love a nice juicy peach.
I love
Well,
peaches.
one thing I would like to say is, with peaches, you get an apple.
Oh.
That sounds
And
wrong,
with that,
buddy.
and with that, we get to our true awakening of this sponsor, Kung Fu.
Kung
Master
Fu.
Wu.
That's racially motivated, bro. Is it because I'm in the call? Is that because I'm in the call?
No. It's because Master Oogway himself has given me one of his quotes that he will say for us all. Noodles, no noodles. Kung Fu, no Kung Fu. You are too worried about what is and what isn't. There's a
I don't even know what you're
saying,
saying, bro.
we shall say.
Mr. Saivan, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to
Yesterday-
mute you. I'm gonna have to silence you. This is our sponsor read. Would rather not our sponsors get mad here. Sorry. Continue, Sir Silly Salamander. I'm sorry for that interruption.
Thank you very much. Yesterday was history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift. Which is why it is called the present. Peaches. Sponsored today by Peaches.
Thank you,
If you asked if it's
Peaches.
Peaches the fruit or Peaches the mammoth, no, it's Peaches the emoji, the one you sent to your girl.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the mammoth. Excuse me.
We were talking about an actual fruit.
Oh, I think we were. All of us were on completely different pages there.
I thought it was a mammoth too. I'm kind of sad.
That's okay, Mr. Yuffie Phenomena. Welcome.
This is just an
And
open
there he
cast.
goes.
And
to
there he
disappear.
goes. And
We almost got Yiffy into the couch. Nice.
Almost got
that
you into
was
the
close.
couch.
That was close. Ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at Morby in the house on the blue side of today's battle with ASO always slept on the red side. We have a Maokai Aatrox top lane, Hecarim Warwick jungle, Seraphine Akali mid with Kog'Maw Lulu bot lane, and Misfortune Soraka.
This is going to be a very interesting game. I can really see that on ASO side. They're really taking a taking a very engaging approach. We have an Akali, we have a Warwick, we have an Aatrox who can very much sustain themselves in lane, but also be very hard to kill in team fights. And
I will say, luckily for Myth, if one of their members does manage to get caught out by the Warwick ulti, they have plenty of abilities just to say, fuck you, no you didn't, and cancel the suppress on him.
I do agree with
We
that, especially
should
with the
get
Lulu
a
ultimate.
poll because I believe that ASO just got drafted, and it's gonna look very, very hard for them to play the game. If they cannot like push an early lead and keep going, they will probably just get outscaled by the Kog'Maw plus the Seraphine.
I'm about to create a straw poll just to include everyone in the stream. Who wins based on draft?
Who wins
Speaking
draft?
of- and
Who
speaking
wins-
of that, for our audience, we have Sir Goof. Just wanting to remind everyone who won the first game. That is Myth.
Damn.
Joke's on you is that he knew he just wanted us to type it again, but luckily we did not have to type it. We just said it.
I also want to give a shout out to Bammers for Bammers saying Goofy played the worst first game. I can attest and I can agree with Bammers. Bammers, good job, man.
All right.
So, what do you guys expect for game 1 to happen for ASO? How do they overcome this draft?
You mean game 2?
Game 2, sorry. What is their game plan if you were ASO?
Personally, if I was ASO, I would try anything and everything to shut down the Seraphine. Because Seraphine can really change the tide of games if she is very fed. She can keep her whole team alive, give them shields, and even cause a whole team to be charmed, obviously from her ult. If they can get her shut down, keep her, I guess, basically at bay, and not fed, I think they have a really big winning chance here.
So you'd
Yeah.
like ASO to play around mid with ganks?
In a sense,
and
yes.
things.
I would like ASO to play around mid lane, to even making sure that the Maokai, specifically top lane, stay top lane. If they're able to do that, because Maokai is very good in keeping down the ADCs in team fights and just stopping the whole team, especially with his ultimate. It's gonna be kind of a hit or miss for both teams. Both very, very well done in their picks, but I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see.
I want to say that the Maokai would not go on the ADC here. The Maokai would just press W on Akali the moment she shows up at all,
Mm-hmm.
and then Q to interrupt her dash. Maokai was picked here to really just lock down the Akali because no one else can really get on him
Mm-hmm.
otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, as the game is starting, let me go ahead and read out the results for the draft picks. We have 7 votes, 7-0 for Morby in the house of who won draft.
Wow.
And
Oh, I
we were like-
I forgot to vote too. My bad.
Okay, there, go for it.
Oh,
Go for
how much
it.
is it now? How much is it now?
Oh, ladies and
How much
gentlemen,
is
8-0.
Oh, 9-0, 9-0.
9-0 for Morby in the
Hold on,
house.
hold on,
for
give
that
me one
straw
second. Give me 1 second.
poll.
Oh,
Oh, 11 to 0.
Live
11 to
update,
0.
live update. 11 to 0.
11-0, Morby in the house. Ladies
Wow,
and
this
gentlemen,
seems-
And also for Morby in the house, I would like to give a quick update on the chat. We have Captain Goofy saying we should go ahead and delete that straw poll. ASO's draft is mid.
ooh, some very good shade getting thrown here. We get a... Hecarim showing himself in the bush with Warwick just kind of standing there. Menacingly, some might say.
Warwick standing there saying, "Hey man, what's going on?"
Hey man, how you doing?
And there we have the Kog'Maw doing his wonderful dance. Hello my baby, hello my darling, hello my righteous gal.
Ragtime, but that's fine. Anyways, you'll see that dream face reveal. That is very true. As a quote
I heard,
from Mr. Silly
he looks
Salamander.
like-
Yep, go for it. Sorry.
I heard he looks like Shane Dawson. I didn't actually see it.
No, he does not. One thing I would like to say on
That's
that
not what I
comment that
said.
they said of, did anyone see the dream face reveal? He should have kept the mask on.
That's what I heard too. He's ugly.
Hashtag fuck dream for
know what's
Sir
gonna
Derbs E League.
The corpse husband is never gonna show his face now too.
No, he is not. And here we can see that they are both counter jungling one another, starting at the corresponding
I didn't-
buffs, I think.
I didn't
Never
even
mind. No,
notice that.
I am just. Nope. I'm correct.
No, you're.
No, no.
No, no, you're wrong. You're wrong.
No,
Yeah,
I'm wrong.
they're
I'm wrong.
counter
I'm
jungling
wrong.
on their same side of the jungle. Yeah.
Yep. They're counter jungling at the same side of the jungle.
Oh,
Disregard
so
what I say. I am a silly salamander. There we go with the bot lane.
level 1 engage. The flash coming in from the Soraka. Heal to save the Soraka's life. Flash exhaust, I believe. Ooh, not looking good for the ASU bot lane.
ASO.
Luckily,
Very, very good
ASO,
level
my
1 by
bad.
ASO. The only thing Myth would probably do to clean that up is to exhaust immediately as well. So then Soraka couldn't run away, or exhaust MF immediately so she didn't get a lot of free damage before she could just walk away.
I will say,
You lose a little bit value if there's less autos, but if he did it from the start.
luckily,
Here we can see that Sir Derp is kind of losing to some trades against this Maokai.
you said that a little too early. I say that, and you didn't say that a little too early at all, actually. He does have his Conqueror stack now. Let's see if he can do anything with it.
It's pronounced Conquerors.
Oh, excuse me. I forgot that there was an S there.
There's an S on everything. Like
And
I
to
am
you
the
there
silliest
is.
of salamanders.
Excuse me, Mr. Silly Salamander, but if there's... knowing how you talk, if there's an S, you take it away. So to you, it should be Illy Alamander. So...
Illy Alamander. I am Illy Alamander.
Warwick,
Just like how Dream should have kept his mask on.
Warwick looking to get the solid flank off on the bot lane in Tribush right now. Let's see what he plans to do.
That's
The
a
Hecarim
really
is
risky play
also...
with the Hecarim.
Yeah, Hecarim's also hovering right there. Oh,
But we
looks
see
like
early
he's...
gank from the Warwick.
He's going for it. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Warwick engages, Flash fears the Kog'Maw with the silence into the root from the Soraka. That's first blood for the Misfortune. Hecarim trying to do what he can. That is a dead Kog'Maw as well. Can they 2v2 this? Morby in the house. We're going at it with the counter jungle. That's a flash from Misfortune as well.
Meanwhile, top lane, we have Sir Derp fallen to the Maokai.
Remove the timestamp. Ah, holy shit, I'm so sorry for anyone watching. I did not have scoreboard up, and I still had the timestamp there. Thank you, Mr. DPG, for saying that. You know, because you said that, I'm more than happy to give you some lessons on Pike if you want some. Anyways,
Hashtag learn from 9 Slice Toaster.
it used to be 5 Slice Toaster. Imagine.
Wow, something to also show here is look at that CS difference in the jungle. Hecarim has 5 whole camps ahead, 1 kill lead, and
Yeah.
he's building the Manamune. He
Oh.
has the Exodia.
He's
Oh
building Exodia, ladies
my
and gentlemen.
God.
That is a pretty large lead that Hecarim has so far.
Oh, we got a response from Yiffy in the chat saying, DPG, just don't hit your ults. That's how you play Pike.
That is how I play Pike, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, you want to hold your ultis as long as possible. That way you can save your energy for hitting them later in the game. Sir Derpington missing the W there onto the Maokai. Maokai trying to lead him into the sapling, but it does not work. Derpington getting some good solid damage off on Yosher.
Will he be able to secure the kill?
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a live Maokai. Warwick and Hecarim getting a little spooky there in the river. Yosher looks to be staying. Oh, this is a big wave for him. Not sure if he would want to lose this, which he is not wanting to lose it at all.
He is not going to, and again, he is saying, you ain't going nowhere.
Maokai is looking at that wave and he said, I ain't going nowhere.
Oh.
Congratulations. Congratulations to everyone in the chat for hearing this wonderful commentary about the game, by the way.
You know what I want to really point out here is I'm confused as to why. I know Hytail is behind in a lot of CS, but at that point, should have shadowed Aatrox and allowed him to pressure Yosher from getting any of the CS when it was stacked like 3 waves.
Oh, that is true. He actually could have gotten a lot from
Derp
that.
has a level lead here, potentially being able to solo kill.
There's the ult coming off from the Aatrox, the flash Q, the passive heal from the Maokai. Maokai ult coming down as well. Yosher looking to re-engage. He believes he can kill this Aatrox. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, the minions just securing the
shall get it
solo bolo! Solo bolo, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Yosher Rex coming in with the solo bolo onto the Aatrox, ulting, re-engaging, pushing the Aatrox back into the bush, and the minions securing the job. Ladies and gentlemen, that is another point why the minions are your best allies in this game.
Here we go. We got bot lane
One thing
going
to
in.
show
We got the
there was,
Kog'Maw getting a little bit of poke off.
That fight on the top side was very close, and it really ended up being who flash uses their flash better.
That is true.
Unfortunately, it was Yosher.
Hecarim hovering
Here we
in
go,
the
bot
bush.
going in.
And it's over.
Fuck it.
Wow.
Jungle doing jungle things, hiding in a bush.
Quoted from Mr. Yiffy Lodestar, Serpington
He's
was
not catching
killed
10
via
minions.
tree.
You know who doesn't?
Who?
Me.
Imagine having to CS hashtag support gang. Let's go.
Support gang.
This is looking like a secured dragon for Morby in the house here.
Support game more like freeload. As you
Kind of
don't
curious why
really
you don't
do
see us.
anything.
I thought you get the one where you auto minions on Pike.
Nah, you know, with that one, see, I've been kind of theory crafting lately, and I've been developing a pretty interesting build on how to build a Spell Thieves on Pike. So I just rush Spell Thieves. In fact, I don't even need Spectral Sickle. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am just memeing. I am not that troll. Sir Derpington looking to get the return kill onto Yosher here. Yosher trying to run it back.
Oh, it's not. You can't go in on there.
Not looking like it's gonna work this time.
I'm surprised when Derp is going on the engage onto Maokai, he is using half his combo before he ulties and is losing out on a lot of that attack damage.
That is very true. Didn't really notice that last
go.
time. Oh, this.
That
Uh-oh.
was very questionable
Oh.
by Yosher.
I don't think he'll get away here either, unless that sapling does manage to slow him down. Ooh! Nice.
Sir Derp coming in with the KS.
Nice steal from Sir Derp.
A very questionable play by Maokai. He was so low, knows he can just get run down, walks with no health instead of recalling. I just don't know what to say.
Ooh, and that is
That was beautiful
Oh.
damage going on to the Kog'Maw. We have an
Ooh,
MF
nice
popping
flash.
ult. Flash taken by Kog'Maw, and we see that he's still alive and well and being a good boy.
There's a very good boy there in the bot
Yeah.
lane.
To be honest, with the level difference, I would just like to see MF flash in just to secure that and save her ulti for when Kog'Maw flashes away. Because you really need this kill on this bot lane, or else this game is going to go downhill with how the champ select is going.
Ladies and
We have
gentlemen,
an Akali tower diving, getting hit by a Seraphine ult,
And
making it
there's-
out, and then there. Oh,
Yep, there it is.
and then there's the Hecarim. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunate.
Akali thinking that Hecarim popped Ghost there. Unfortunately, he didn't. It was just his ultimate. Hecarim shoving in the mid lane here as well. Continues.
And we
It
just
was
got
a very
we got
good
Hecarim.
ulti and a solo kill by Akali as well. And Akali's up 20 CS. It could
And
be
here we
very
have-
well, mid diff.
And we have Hecarim going in and saying, "You ain't going nowhere."
So far,
She whisper in your ear like that too.
Exactly.
So far, so good. Going for ASO. We're having some very varying performances from the lanes. Mid doing fairly well. Misfortune is very ahead in CS with this top lane fight going on. There's the popped ulti from Aatrox. What can Maokai do in this situation? There's the ult. Sidesteps the Q. Doesn't sidestep that one. Flashes that one even though he pushed him away. The sapling does get off. Can it land on him? That is... Oh, looking...
It did attempt to get it on him, and there it goes.
There it is.
That's
Ladies
it,
and
Sir
gentlemen,
Derpington.
that is another solo bolo for Mr. Yoshirex.
Oh,
Congrats to Mr. Yoshirex for securing yet another kill onto the Aatrox. Fortunate played there by Derpington. Did not have his flash up, although he does now. I do believe that Maokai did not have to flash there. He kind of pushed back the Aatrox with his Q.
I think it's okay he flashed. Big thing about taking inspiration is that you can just use your flash a little bit more aggressively just because it comes down on cooldown a little sooner. Remember the fight before the Maokai and Aatrox? Aatrox did not have his flash up there.
Oh, that's true.
Even though he used it earlier in the fight before.
That is true. That's a very good point out from you. I didn't notice that. The inspiration tree coming in clutch here for the Maokai. Although, unfortunate for him, Derp does have flash up once again. So this can look very interesting for the Maokai. If he continues to hold his own, though, where everything will be just fine for him. Bot lane looking a bit more rough in this game compared to the last one. Kog'Maw is behind on CS by 20, although he is ahead by a kill. It's not much for him. As much as a bot diff was last game, so it's looking more like a top.
What I have to think is very important here is the team comp wise.
Yeah, that is true.
Seraphine is not going to be solo killing Akali, probably. Bot lane is not going to be killing the MF Soraka without help. And as long as they scale, don't drop down 50 CS, 40 CS, they could very well just outscale.
And here we see a
we're
Rift
seeing
Herald
a Rift
top
Herald top
lane.
side.
Oh, and a fight brewing down bot lane.
That is looking like
We got the ulti pop off from the Lulu and the ulti pop off from a MF. Will they secure the kill bot lane?
Doesn't
No, they will
look
not.
like it. Luckily, Misfortune did have flash and heal in that situation. Kog'Maw could have just walk out of this Misfortune and just start right-clicking. I mean, there's nothing much that she could have done here. Maybe, ooh, there's the Soraka heal to save the Misfortune's life once again.
I think because bot lane had used their flash, Hecarim could look up to set up a dive on the bot side.
Instead, it looks like they're setting up for this dragon here. Small skirmish probably jumping out. There's the Akali ult 1 coming in, looking to execute the Kog'Maw, and that is looking like a... Ooh, Kog'Maw still alive, dies to the Warwick. Charm onto the Akali, and Warwick, Misfortune, and Soraka zoned off of the fight. They are not too healthy right now. Oh, Hecarim looking to secure the kills. That is a dead bot lane. Oh!
That is a dead horsey right there.
That's a dead
He had
Hecarim.
an MF look at him and say, guess what? Not today, sir. Not today. And will we see a solo kill up top lane? No, we see Sir Derp going into it.
Sir Derp
And
flashing
popping
away.
a flash.
He did pop
Will he be able to
flash.
secure a kill?
I don't think so here.
What I want to mention again is he uses ulti after he combos. For sure. Oh, the solo kill?
Oh, ladies
my
and gentlemen,
goodness.
not only is that a solo bolo, but that
Solo
is
Bolo, the air horn.
that is a return solo bolo.
Oh, he gets a short one.
Solo bolo. I will say you got to give
Man,
him
is there a
some
little bit of
props.
bias here? A silly salamander?
I'm hearing some caster bias here. Unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to remind you that we are casters. We are supposed to stay as unbiased as possible.
See, the funny thing is you think I'm just joking, but it's really a solo
Well,
bolo!
Solo
I
bolo. Ladies and gentlemen.
I am the silliest of salamanders. I am silly.
Is yet another silly salamander. Hecarim getting zoned off from this dragon. Vsauce Michael just auto-attacking the Misfortune. He does manage to get the kill on the Misfortune, but he's very mispositioned here. Akali looking for the kill onto him. He is this.
You have a Kog'Maw that just refuses to die.
I'm saying, man, what the
Until
hell? He stayed alive a lot longer than I thought he was going to. Unfortunate. That was a 1-for-3 trade there. As they take the blue buff as well, right in front of the Warwick too. Very, very unfortunate for ASO there. Honestly thought that Kog'Maw was going to die a little bit sooner, but I guess it really shows how much work that Lulu is putting in for her ADC.
So another interesting build of items here is Kog'Maw went Borg. He didn't go shield bow. He didn't go first item attack speed rage blade or anything. He went Borg first.
And
That
he
is very interesting.
did put the rage knife second too, is making me think that he's holding off his mythic a little bit longer.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
be honest, I think a Kog'Maw usually doesn't really buy mythics until the third or fourth item. But to not like go shield bow against this comp and just have a couple more damage items is interesting because Kog'Maw is going to be already doing a lot of damage, and the enemy team is not going to be very tanky. What I think is the reason why I built Bork is because it gave a lot more attack speed, gave more % health damage, and also gave healing for laning phase. Because laning phase is very difficult for the Kog'Maw here to.
That Bork did seem to be popping off last fight, though, keeping him alive with the little lifesteal that it gives. Ooh.
Bork seemed to be able to help, and then you also see here that he's taking a couple damages, but easily able to heal up, and there he goes, trying to go ahead and get a pokes off onto calling onto there.
Damn.
With the Lulu, and with his own W, he just destroys. He just dominates.
Looking at now, the team comp is starting to come together. Kog'Maw, Lulu fighting together versus MF Soraka is very difficult for the MF.
We have a whole ulti. We have 2 ultis going down from the junglers, and we have an ulti going off on Lulu. That is not enough to save him. We have a horse down, but then we have a Kog'Maw going in and cleaning up. Will they be able to secure another kill? We have a Sir Derp dropping a Herald up top lane and doing a little skirmish. We shall see what happens here. Will he take more of the tower? Will he kill Maokai? Don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately the Hecarim did fall there, but luckily for him, he was managing to steal the Scuttle, which is pretty worth in my opinion. Yosher being very ambitious running after the Aatrox here.
Kind of questionable with low mana and even low health. Kind of getting chunked by this Sir Derp.
That's true. I think Akali is TPing down into the bot lane, looking to get the assassination off on this Kog'Maw. Akali lands the E. What is she going to do? The Aatrox is behind him, TPing as well. And that is a dead Kog'Maw. Hoping to secure the kill on the Akali with the passive. And that is a secured kill because of the Lulu. Although, that is a dead Lulu as well. A double kill for Sir Derpington as Aatrox. Looking pretty good to get him a little bit ahead into the game from those solo kills in the top lane. But he's starting to get a little bit more momentum. Trying to look for another kill onto the Seraphine here. Just getting a little cheeky. Just a little cheeky poke. Nothing wrong with that.
Little cheeky little pokey.
Things are starting to pick up. Last time I remember the score was... Oh, get cancelled. Last time I remember the 4... Ari, please. We're getting some nice talk and chat here from Sir Derpington. Last time I remember, as I was saying, the kills were, I think it was 6-2. I'm not too sure, but here we are, still 4 kills, even with a slight gold advantage for ASO here. Morby in the house not really able to get the same massive momentum that they were able to get in the first game. Let me back, lol. No, coming in from Cheeto as a Seraphine.
Here we have cross communication, which is a strat. If I do quote, the art of war. To win a battle is to get into one's head.
Got a small skirmish coming in with the Akali and Maokai clashing here. As all lanes have swapped sides. Yosher trying to push the Akali into his saplings, but it's not really working. As much as Akali
I think Yosher
doing...
is very crazy about this because Maokai has no MR, but I could be wrong here.
That's true, but he's failing. Oh, not with 3 people there. Yep. As I was saying before, he got 3-man top side. He was faring pretty
Not
well.
gonna lie, I think he still loses that. Akali's have a % health damage. And
Oh. Whoa.
And that's a stolen dragon
Stolen
by
dragon
ASO.
from Hytale.
if Derp gets out of here, this is gonna be just fine.
It's looking like he will, honestly. Misfortune, ooh, lucky enough to dodge the root from Seraphine. Although that is a rogue Soraka. Can they defend her? Doesn't look like it. She runs away. Luckily, the Misfortune ult was able to defend her support.
Here we have Sir Derp going ahead and just extending out a little too far and getting punished for it.
There he goes, ladies and gentlemen. That is a dead Aatrox on the side of ASO.
I do that too when I see the turrets almost at like 0 health.
You just stand there and you just gotta say, man, what a tower.
Damn,
And
I
what a day."
I want this tower to live.
I don't want this tower to die.
Defend with all your mights, brothers and sisters.
What really made that play happen was Soraka being spotted. Even without a ward, Myth did not have a ward around that area. Soraka just passed in a way where Hecarim could just use his extended ghost from getting that kill onto Hytale and just checking the Raptors, but found Soraka instead for free.
Very interesting plays going on. Very interesting positions. We have Maokai going ahead, getting a little skirmish in against the Akali. Will he be able to do anything? Will we get a replay of the top side?
Is he
We don't
gonna
know.
get 3-manned again? We will see.
Tune in for the next episode of League of Legends.
Because Kog'Maw has Bork and Rageblade, I think it's very bad to 3-man the Maokai at this point of the game because Kog'Maw will just melt the Baron with the Bork.
Steamroll. Especially if the Warwick were to show bot side, this would be very detrimental for ASO because if they have the spontaneous need to go for the Baron, especially if they see the Warwick somewhat of a free Baron for Myth. Aatrox getting some counter jungle here, looking not really sure what he's trying to do. Blue side getting pretty ambitious running into their jungle to 1v1 the Warwick. It's looking like, with the Aatrox here, this is looking kind of dangerous. The polymorph to cancel the Warwick ult. The Kog'Maw just kind of auto-attacking the entire time, doing what Kog'Maw does best, and that is a dead Warwick, ladies and gentlemen. That was a fantastic polymorph from Death Battle X10 there.
Silly Salamander, I mean not Silly Salamander, Shrimpy Joe mentioned it also in Champ Select here, that the Warwick pick, even though he can suppress and lock down the ADC, his ulti can get cancelled really, really easily, as long as he just gets stunned or feared or anything.
And there is the Baron call, ladies and gentlemen. The Warwick is down. This is a free Baron for Morby in the house. Akali versus Maokai here again. Maokai still not having any magic resist.
We just have Akali just taking him allowing Akali just to take free damage on him with all the Q refreshes. There we go with Maokai pushing in ult, locking in.
That is secured Baron by the Hecarim, a dead Aatrox, and this is looking like a dead bot lane as well. Soraka falls as well. They're looking for the chase on the Misfortune. Can the Maokai get the W off? Ooh, doesn't look like it. They immediately back off after seeing the Warwick. I would too.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to go back with their money, and Kog'Maw finishing up his 3rd item, Seraphine finishing up her 2nd item. The Rylai's is a big power spike as well.
We had Warwick coming in saying, you guys are going nowhere, but we had all of Myth say, we going somewhere.
We're going
So
somewhere,
Warwick,
and that's the Baron.
Warwick talks loudly and Hecarim whispers. That's a little different. But anyways, what I also want to say is, at that point where Baron's 100% lost, I would like to see the only way they try to steal it is for MF to ulti on the other side of the Baron. That's the only thing they can really do.
There's
They
no,
wanna contest at all.
there's no
need
need
to
for
bring
the
everyone-
Aatrox to like walk up into the pit.
Aatrox got so much pressure on the top side alongside Warwick. I would like to see him get his CS, get more CS there during that time, get a bit of a lead, maybe be level 14, level 14 right now.
And as a response to you, Warwick able to speak loudly while Hecarim whispers, it's because he's already there. You don't need to speak loud,
Shut up. Shut up.
because you ain't going nowhere. Hecarim,
Okay, anyways.
sponsored by Porsche. Porsche.
That made me
Drive
laugh.
luxury.
Morby in the house looking to secure their 2nd Drake of the game. Hytale portals over the side. Not really sure what they can...
Can do a repeat, ulti over the wall and steal the...
Oh, not if he dies first. And that is a blue team dragon for Myth. Also, this is a 1 fight for Myth as well, as Isolt on Akali does manage to accidentally eat over the wall. Seraphine was lucky enough to flash outside of the...
And then there we have the Hecarim going in going, you ain't going nowhere.
As he
But
dies.
he
he was the one not going anywhere. And the Akali finally 1v1ing the Maokai at 50% health. Will this be the game that he gets it? What is she doing?
She ain't going nowhere. That's what she's doing.
Actually, it's looking like she's actually going to go somewhere.
Yo,
Yep, there it is.
The big thing about this is Maokai just has to chase to keep her from backing, so then we can hit this turret. And if they go down and chase the Akali right now, if they get her, her recall will be staggered.
Yeah, she
That was
does.
beautiful do-si-do from Akali.
She did manage to escape, and this is, god damn, this Kog'Maw does not like to die.
This Kog'Maw. This is Machine Gun Kog'Maw, and he is here to spray and pray all day, day.
Because
Oh
they chased
my
Akali the whole
God.
time around.
Because, like Sivon was saying, because they chased the Akali around, Kog'Maw was able to just do whatever the fuck he wanted. Akali is now in the fight, unfortunately. So is Maokai, but it looks like... Ooh, that's a landed a fucking forgot her
Kog'Maw,
name.
they don't have enough damage. I believe that ASO can win this fight.
That is true. Oh! There's a dead
However, and then we have a
Soraka.
nice Hecarim coming in with the damage. He says,
There's-
"You need damage? I am here.
No, he whispers that.
He's
You gotta repeat that.
You need damage? I'm here." That's how he says it.
Ladies
'Cause
and
he also saying-
gentlemen.
They ain't going nowhere. We taking this win.
Oh, Misfortune ulti to turn the fight. Maybe Maokai tanking every single shot from Misfortune doesn't mean anything. I take that back. He's fucking dead. Lulu
maybe
and
I
Hecarim
spoke
trying
too
to look
soon.
for the game end here. Doesn't look like Lulu can secure the game. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still going.
You know
You're
what they
still
say in my solo games, the solo queue games?
What do they say, sir?
It is very winnable at this point, but we always have to ask ourselves: Is it? Is it really?
Okay. Alright. Mr. Sivon, I have two useful pieces of information for you. One. Yeah, sorry. One. Morby in the house didn't attack the Nexus, so that means that they didn't end the game. And two, ASO is looking like this game is pretty winnable.
Yeah, every game is winnable.
Every game is winnable until you lose, ladies and gentlemen. Hashtag never surrender. Hashtag fuck Weston. Alright, some light shade coming in from the TST internally.
Are we gonna
Hashtag
see
we
some
never
roster
surrender.
changes? Is this some roster changes?
Ladies and gentlemen, I think TST is going to move around their team a little bit more. I'm getting consumed by power. I'm going to do what I want. Okay. This is...
Weston yelling out, I ain't going nowhere. But we have our team captain. You
Oh,
going somewhere.
You're going somewhere. Ladies and
Just
gentlemen,
not
this
here.
is pretty good. Pretty good that they're still in the game for ASO. Kog'Maw manages to cancel the back on to the Warwick.
Oh, very interesting buy. He bought
The
Titanic.
Titanic. I saw that.
Item. Titanics plus Hurricane. That is
That's pretty
that is
rough.
very AOE. build.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a landed charm onto the
we saw
Warwick.
Michael get sniped.
He did get taken down by the Akali Warwick. Luckily, the Akali and Warwick were managed to escape. And still, the fight is continuing in the top side. The Lulu ult
Yeah,
goes down onto the
being
Maokai.
Targeted.
I think without Kog'Maw, ASO can win this fight.
It's looking like they can with the Akali back at full health coming in for the fight. The thingy, forgot the name. Oh, this Maokai will not die with the two supports on him. Ladies and gentlemen, where is the Hecarim? They really need him. Hecarim is just looking to run at the Nexus and in the game. It's looking like, although he's gonna get focused here. I'm not really too sure what he's doing. Yep, there. Yeah, I don't know either. Myth. I don't know.
That was very questionable. He just said, "I'm gonna take a quick stroll."
He
Stretch out my
he
legs.
literally walked
This game
from
is winnable. Winnable,
winnable, ladies and
Very
gentlemen.
winnable.
There's the from Death Battle, ladies and gentlemen. We love to see it.
Can we get
Next
the
turns
hashtag
up.
stop the
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that was pretty interesting from the Hecarim. And luckily he did manage to get out, but he walked from the top side tower to the Nexus to the bot side tower and then walked out and then got dragged. So, you know, it kind of worked out, but not ideal. If Hecarim would have just gone down and helped the mid lane, I feel like this game would have been over. But good for ASO is that this game is still winnable.
Very winnable. Always winnable.
Very winnable if Kog'Maw decides to
Tissue
1v2 and the Hecarim decides to ignore his team.
And another thing is, they're on Soul Point now. So if Myth gets the next dragon, then I don't think it is winnable anymore. We'll have to see though.
That is true.
Seraphine and Lulu need to stick with Kog'Maw, and they cannot lose.
Seraphine and Lulu need to stick with Kog'Maw, and Kog'Maw needs to not try to 1v2.
Exactly.
The game is quite literally in Vsauce Michael's hands. As he,
And
there,
here we go.
yep. There it is.
Look
Kog'Maw
at
doing
Shiga.
his job, auto-attacking. Face tanks the Misfortune ulti, flashes into the middle of the team. What is this positioning, ladies and gentlemen? They're keeping him alive for as long as he could. Lulu and Seraphine keeping the Kog'Maw alive as much as possible. That is a dead Aatrox. Akali left alone to defend the base. Missing the Q onto the Seraphine. Missing the Q again onto the Seraphine. Ladies and gentlemen, that is an ace for Morbi in the house. Some BM by Cheeto. We love to see it.
One thing
We
that happened in that fight
love
was
to see.
Kog'Maw lived way longer than he should, as well as ASO stacking up on top of him. So the Titanics plus the Hurricane did a lot of work.
Morbi,
Able to shred a lot of their-
Morbi in the house looking to get the triple inhib game. The BM, as Hecarim says,
just wants to
fuck
go
you.
home, dude.
Tony wants to go to bed, and Tony does go to bed. Ladies and gentlemen, that is game 2. Morbi in the house, 35-20 with I believe that's 8k gold lead at the end of the game. GG, ladies and gentlemen.
With our overall winners coming out to be Myth.
Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, Twitch chat needs to calm down. Oh, that was an interesting comment from
Let's read some of chat. That should be illegal, no? Flashing like that.
illegal, and from Clinton Brown. Tony got to make it for his cucking.
Yeah.
Interviews from Dog Pound.
Kog'Maw flashing into the enemy team should be illegal, but he got away with it.
Should be very illegal and should get away with it. Ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to say, and quoting one of my favorite people in the world, that was some unbelievable gameplay, everyone. Unbelievable gameplay.
Who's it called by?
His name is Alex. He's also the one that goes to you and just, you ain't going nowhere.
Anyways, let's get some interviews along the way. Who are we looking to interview tonight?
Well. Before we get into the interviews for the main stage, let's get the main stage out. I also believe that last game we weren't able to get interviews from the previous team, BRG and racially motivated.
Racially motivated.
Yeah, racially motivated.
So we're going to be making up for some past mistakes. We are going to get,
For the sake of the video for YouTube, shouldn't we do
Yeah, I think we should
this
do,
current game and then
Yeah.
do racially motivated?
Yes.
I agree.
Yes. No, that's right. Yeah, I ain't going nowhere.
We're also going to get the racially motivated and BRG interviews after these, but get those ready as I'm typing. ASO and Morbi in the house still not telling us who their interviewers want to be. Although, ladies and gentlemen, that was a very close game for ASO there. They had the gold lead. Although they were behind in the kills, they had the gold lead. They had the plays. Mr. Saivon, what do you think happened there for them to lose the small lead that they did have?
I want to say that comp was on a timer. Playing Kog'Maw, Lulu, Seraphine, Hecarim, and Maokai, you are looking to scale to infinity. And Aatrox, Akali, MF, Soraka, and Warwick, they're all spread out where they want to be in the game. MF, usually good all around the game. A decent. Aatrox as well, but they don't have the front line. They don't have the damage later on to deal with the Maokai, as you saw. and they didn't excel anywhere in particular. I would like to see support like engage with Nautilus or something. Punish the Kog'Maw pick. I would like to see Warwick not be picked at all blind because it can be countered a lot very easily with just some CC on everybody to counter his ulti. No one had to pay QSS tax. It's not like Mordekaiser ulti where another teammate can help you too much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get the first interview on the way. Sir Derpington is going to come in and represent Always Slept On. Ace is last. Well, yeah.
Oh, Ace is last?
Yeah, Morby is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, remember how Tony ended the game? They want to go home.
Yeah. They are really wanting to go home, go sleep, go do what they have to. It is Sunday night, so people are wanting to go to bed. Trying to get at least one member for Myth here, but it's not looking like they are caring. Ladies and gentlemen, so sorry for the delay. Trying to get an interviewer for Morby in the house, but it doesn't look like anyone cares. It's me, Cheeto. Cheeto, get on in here, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the mid laner, Morby in the house, Cheeto, coming in for the interview. Cheeto, a little bit confused about where to go. He probably doesn't have permission to get in here. I don't know if this channel is still restricted for some people. Cheeto is a girl. Keep that in mind, and she now has permission.
She now has permission. Okay.
She now has
Got from above. Huh?
Ari, go into the caster room, please.
We assuming genders now? Hey, yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at while we're waiting for Cheeto, let's take a look at the Trash Talk and Banter chat.
Hello.
Welcome, Cheeto.
Cheeto, welcome.
Wait, Cheetos isn't the BM one. We need the BMers. Yoshi needs to be. Okay, that's fine.
We'll take who we can get. Hello, Cheeto.
Okay.
How are you doing this fantastic day?
I'm doing great, dude. I just shot on that guy. Chilling.
Oh, nah, never mind. The BM is here. Let's
go.
BM
Let's
is
go.
here.
Bro,
Okay.
I don't know where the ranking went, but I saw there was like a chart of all the people in the teams and like what you guys ranked them as. I saw y'all ranked me as a D tier mid laner, and let me just say, if I'm D tier, bro, you don't even.
He's F tier. He's F
You don't
tier.
even want to rank that guy.
I will say, Cheeto, your performance from these both games was pretty outstanding. Game 1 alone, as the Vex pick, ooh, that was pretty good. Every time the camera panned over to mid lane, you were always so much more health against the Sylas. Sylas was always at least 50, or at most 50, honestly. And just it was magnificent, fantastic gameplay coming from you into
Yeah,
those
very
games.
very
When
fantastic.
you
I
saw-
love how
leaning
aggressive
back
you
in my
were.
chair, just chilling, vibing.
Get back in your chair. This guy has counterpick. It picks Silas to lose. Anyways,
So
let's,
true.
let's talk about the game. How do you guys feel about your drafts game 1 and game 2? Well, game 1 first.
Honestly, like, we kind of trolled in some of our previous games draft. Not like on purpose, but like it doesn't even matter. Honestly, we don't even care about our drafts anymore. Every time it just works out because we're that good. So like it doesn't even matter what we draft. We just win.
I feel it. I feel it. I like that confidence.
And with that confidence, they have the actions to back it up as well.
Yep,
So-
they can talk the talk and walk the walk. I just want to commend you on your Vex. I mean, there's not a lot of people besides you, the one and only, the one king of this league, Yoshi Miners. You did very well on your Vex. I just want to say commend you and I applaud you.
Thank you. They don't expect this. The pocket pick. They look at my match history. It's nowhere to be found.
I will say that was one thing that we did point out is that looking at the mastery loading into game 1, we did notice that you have very little on Vex compared to like the entirety of the enemy team. It was at least mastery 6 with a bunch Mhm.
I'm a support main, dude. Like, I don't even play mid lane. This is my off role.
Damn.
Ooh.
Got off roll too. Holy.
I think what
Ooh,
she's saying
Hey,
to
stop it before I
ASO.
sold mental booms.
How was
I'm just-
actually that's a very good point. How was the communication going on in at least in game 2? It was a little bit y'all didn't get the same momentum that y'all did in game 1. Was there any moments in the chat where y'all were saying like, "Dang guys, we kind of need to step it up a little bit" or anything?
Nah, not really. We were kind of just having a good time. Honestly.
Yeah, it looked like Vsauce Michael was egoing, just
Yeah,
running
we were
in
limit
with.
testing. Limit
Yeah?
testing.
Limit testing. I like it. I like it. All right.
Okay.
I'm loving the chill vibes. I'm loving the chill vibes.
All right, fantastic gameplay from y'all
Oof.
there.
2-0.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Clean
We just
games.
Keep pulling it out, pulling out the dubs.
Exactly. Well,
Exactly.
congratulations on your game.
Congratulations, Cheeto. We do see that next week y'all do play Big Oof. How are y'all feeling about this next game? Or not next week.
I'm
but
not going
soon.
to be playing this next game, but I have confidence in my team.
Ooh, that's very great. I'm glad that you believe in your team. As it's
Yeah, I'm sure they
actually,
can pull through.
yeah, that's really great. You know, our team name is TST, aka Trust, so that is all what we're surrounded around. I'm very happy to see that. So, you know, GG, Morby in the house, to you, Cheeto, as well. Fantastic gameplay from you and your team.
GG.
GG's.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you for your time.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
That was
that-
unbelievable gameplay, everyone.
was
And
unbelievable.
Unbelievable gameplay.
And
Now we
unbelievable.
get the derp.
Sir Derpington
We get the
fourth.
Sir Derp. The man, the morbidly obese.
What? Obese,
The
not
legend.
obese. Mr. Sir Derpington the fourth. How are you doing, sir?
Chilling, how you doing?
Ah, I'm glad to hear it.
Thoughts about the game at all?
No thoughts?
No thoughts. Glad to hear
No
it.
thoughts? No thoughts? Anything you'd like to change with either gameplay, drafts, picks, anything?
No, they were just, better. I mean,
They're
they're the
just
best
better.
team in the server, so, I mean, it's fine, honestly.
I will have to say, commending you on your gameplay in game 1, top lane against the Darius, I believe. You were going very strong, very good trades going off on both sides. And I don't really remember what happened first, if Belvusi and you got the kill on Darius, and then he got the double kill in mid lane, or what order that was in. But it was very unfortunate for you in the top lane, as once Darius got that double kill, it was a little bit harder to deal with him. How do you feel about the first game and, you know, the events that happened up to it? You know, being in the top lane, being kind of like an island. What was your thought process whenever you like hit tab and you see your performance of your team?
Games happen. I mean, it's unlucky. A lot of my teammates didn't really get to play leading up to these games. We're kind of surprised we were able to 2-0 Argo earlier, but it happens. They practice, they play more, they're better, so, I mean, it happens. Best team, like I said, we're trying to just make it to playoffs at this point.
That's fair, sir. That is fair. I do believe that y'all did play well. Y'all did play your hearts out. Congratulations to you, sir. You did do well as the Aatrox pick as well. It was a little rough at the beginning with the Maokai, but you did manage to get the return solo bolo, even though he was 2 kills ahead. Y'all did well.
Yeah, your Aatrox was very well done. I did see that you did. If you don't mind me asking, how come the combos were coming out a lot sooner than when you would pop off your ultimate?
Sorry?
What he's trying to say is that you would do your combos and then ultimate afterwards instead of ultimate beginning.
Yeah,
But,
things happen. I was feeling the pressure. Yoshi's, Yosher, so. it
Yosher
happens.
Yoshir is just Yoshi Miner's brother. in the top
Actually,
lane.
no. Yosher is 20 times better than Yoshi. Yosher is I can see actually why Rengar was having a little bit of trouble in their game.
BRG versus ASO coming up. Let's go. We need it now.
So moving on, we do see that next week is Argonauts for y'all. Or did y'all already play?
No, they already played Argonauts.
Dang,
The
y'all
next
playing
game.
all y'all games. Okay. Oh, this is BRG is next. ASO versus BRG is next week. Do you have any comments?
You have
about
any
that game,
ideas
sir?
or plans or words to say to BRG?
Not really.
No,
It'll
not
be
really.
a fun game. I mean, old guard members, and they're a little more closer, I think, in our skill level. They're not like Myth. They're not like scary. Not that
Yep.
they're. I respect them. They're gonna be like really fun. Rengar is always fun to lane against. Obviously, Nethox or Nick, as most people know, he's awesome. Their bot lane's been reunited. I can't wait to see them in action. You know, with those 4 players on the team, what can we say? I think it's gonna be a fun game.
Yep.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Alrighty, sir. Well, I think that's all the time we got. Thank you for joining us, sir. GG's. You played well. So did your team.
All right. See you guys later.
Thanks for coming.
See you later, Sir Derp.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be moving on We're going to be moving on to the interviews of yesterday. Who we're going to do? Ace is last. So if we could get the representative of BRG into the room, I think they mentioned it. Who it was going to be, but I don't really remember. At BRG. Oops, mess that up. At BRG, interview time. Someone get in here, please. Fantastic.
Oh, I'm in BRG. I'm the coach. Can I enter?
If no one else steps up to the plate, I believe you can.
No one steps to the plate. Let me,
I wasn't part of their picks or anything. I just watched.
That's true.
let's
They need to be
let's
in
see. Let me see if I can call on someone that would like to be in the interview.
It's not
Yeah,
looking
I
like
mean,
anyone
so
wants to
now-
step
You're like
up.
Nick, right? You guys love Nick.
We
Nick's your
do.
best friend.
We do love Nick. We also TST.
How about Yoshi Miner? Yoshi Miner got some words sent to him by BRG coming up to their upcoming game.
I
Yoshi
think
should
so,
step
and
up
I
to the plate.
think we got Yoshi Miner to be the representative for BRG for this interview. If you would like, sir, please come on in.
Yoshi Miner, get in here, big boy. It's not
All right, if you guys don't know the lore, there has been a little bit of a heated talk between Derp and Yoshi in the Trash Talk server.
Oh boy, oh
Not
boy.
only, who do we got? We got the Yoshi
got
The
the
Miner.
one and
Yoshi
only.
Hey, before we start the interview, I want to tell you that this is a sponsor-friendly stream. We are looking for.
Shut up, please.
Yoshi Miner,
Alright,
I'm sorry to
what
say,
are we
but we
doing
do
here?
have sponsors, so we're gonna have to ask you to be on your best behavior. Either way, Mr. Yoshi Miner, fantastic games yesterday. How do you feel about your team's performance? Game 1, if I remember, was going kind of rough at the beginning.
We were all like basically not playing together and stuff. It was most of our first game of the day too. But after the first game, we played way better with each other and communicated way better.
Very true.
Well, how do you feel about the drafts and the picks? Game 1's, Game 2, Game 3.
1, I didn't like them. Game 2 and 3 were way better, honestly.
Okay, I mean, can you elaborate? Well, Game 1, they had the Senna Maokai. They played.
I have to look at the games.
Yeah, I was about to say it was a little hard.
Man, that was just yesterday, bro.
I know.
Mr. Silly Salamander, you were there casting that game. Do you have any thoughts or any questions for Mr. Yoshi Miner here?
One thing I will say is, the one thing that was always said during the whole stream is that whenever it comes to playing the game, especially with the team, especially with people you know, to even just random people that you know, it is a mental game. You know, being able to hold your composure can really help you win or lose a game. It can be a very, very tough thing, and I could see from game 1 that the mental kind of wasn't there. I can see that, you know, me knowing y'all personally, that there were some plays that were made that would get you to tilt, to even me to tilt, to even everyone to tilt. And just to see you guys come out on top at the end of that was very impressive. You know, is there anything you would like to say on that, if I am wrong or incorrect?
I think the mental did improve after game 1, which was pretty impressive to say the least. Because everybody knows me.
I heard in the rumors that Rengar, a very tilt-heavy player, was able to calm
he
down
was the
both
one calming
you
everybody down.
and
Crazy.
Nick in that game. I would like to say that was very impressive.
That was
Yeah,
very
that is
impressive.
very impressive.
I agree. Mr. Yoshi Miner, with your gameplay, I'm not too sure who you played in the first game.
Victor.
Yes, Victor. In the second game, I believe it was, is whenever you busted out the Vigar, I believe.
Game 2 was Vigar, correct?
Yeah, game
Yes,
2 was
it was.
Vigar. How'd you feel busting out your main champion in that last game?
Oh, that was just pretty low, honestly.
Yeah, I was kind of worried that their top lane, their jungle and the Maokai might get too tanky for you and just dive you regardless. But you got so strong, you just one-shot all 3 of them. You didn't even
I
care.
wasn't really worried about that. First game, that was not a Vagar game because they could just walk right for the cage. That game, it's very easy to like keep them in the cage. So
Game
that's not really
2,
so
I
problem.
was very impressed with the Vlad ban as well because you were thinking about picking the Vagar, and you just took out the Vlad and you just picked the Vagar. I was really impressed with that. What do you guys think about like the bans on the mid lane on jump scare? Are you suggesting that teams going forward should always do this same type of bans similar to ASO versus
Jumpscare is the
racially
true carry of the
motivated?
team, so you know.
Argo may be Argoted, but Mr.
With-
Jumpscare.
With the addition of Ryuga, Quan, and the bot lane, do you think that racially motivated has the ability to improve and beat the teams they played prior to your game?
Oh, for sure.
Sure. Okay.
And going on to that, and if you want to speak on this, you can. What was your impression and that just thought process going through when the 3-man of BRG tried to take down the Ryuga Quan as a Lux, and Ryuga
Under
Quan coming
tower.
out with the triple kill?
Oh, you want my opinion on that? Oh no, they were
he wasn't
griefing.
in there. Yeah, he's gonna.
No,
say
they were
griefing.
griefing. I told them not to do it. They did it anyway.
Leaked comms in fighting in BRG. Leaked.
Leaked. Well, Mr. Yoshi Miner, thank you for coming in and making up this this makeup interview for yesterday. We really appreciate it. GG's yesterday. Y'all guys played outstanding. You single-handedly as the Vigar, kind of getting your team into the game. Very fantastic gameplay from you and your team. GG, sir. GG.
Get out of here, dude.
Yeah, get out of here, man.
You gotta go now.
Oh, you're not gonna ask me about the next game, man? What the heck?
Nah, man,
You know,
we're out of
that is
time.
true, that is true.
We're out of time.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
that
yeah.
is true. But you gotta go.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you, Yoshi, for your time. Sir.
Be gone,
See
you.
you later.
All right, ladies and
Thank
gentlemen.
God, bro.
Thank God he didn't say anything. We're not trying to lose our sponsors.
Oh, we're borderline.
You are up. God
And
damn.
we're gonna get our last interview of the day and of the stream.
The opposing mid laner of last game, Mr. Jumpscare Nova, is going to come in for the interview now. Oof. I believe it was game 2 where he played Azir. I'm not really too sure about the games.
And there he is, the man himself, the other opposing mid laner, Jumpscare. Nope.
Yup.
Mr. Jumpscare Nova, how are you doing, sir?
Doing good.
Oh, glad to hear it.
Yeah, had a nice full day of rest. Feeling
Ooh.
pretty good.
Hell yeah. We love rest. We love sleep. I still have laundry to do. Either way, sir, going back to your games yesterday, game 1, very good on y'all's end. Not too sure what the picks were for both sides, actually. But how do you feel about y'all's game 1 performance that day?
I thought game 1 was pretty comfortable, honestly. There were maybe a few things that I definitely want to work on in terms of just how we got to that point. Because, in terms of communication, I felt like the whole night we were pretty quiet. We had some moments when we were talking, but for the most part, I felt like we even though we won that game, we didn't exactly have the most stellar way of getting there, and that's pretty evident because we didn't get there the second two games afterward.
So would you say that it kind of was just like a communications, like in the comms, just the lack of communication was kind of your
I would
downfall?
say that's one
in the last
factor,
two?
for sure. I think there were a lot of other factors. I can't really say, well, at least since I haven't gone through the games, I'm not going to make any comments as much about the overall perspective. But I know for a fact, at least just on my end, I definitely could have done a lot better in terms of communication, but also among other factors. So I'm sure there'll be more when I go over the game.
So I want to mention on game 1, you were looking very strong on the Azir. Are you aware that there are players in this Discord who mentioned when there's a mid diff, they call it getting jump scared? Trademarked by Goofy, by the way. And what do you think now? Going now towards the end of game 2, game 3, Yoshi has managed to take over the mid lane. Is there another word you'd like to go by for mid lane now that Yoshi has triumphed over the jump scare?
Well, honestly, since Goofy came up with the last one, I'll leave it up to Goofy. I don't think I have the creativity for something like that.
Very fair. I will say though, in those last games, although we're talking about Yoshi kind of coming up triumphant, you were doing very well. I think Yoshi was playing Swain, or you were playing Swain?
I was playing Swain in the last game.
Yes. I feel like I wasn't paying too much attention in those games, to be honest. But from what I did see, I did like the games coming from you. I felt your performance was very well and pretty consistent in the game in those 3 games. Excuse me.
Thank you. Yeah. One of the biggest things that, in terms of communication as a criteria, was that while we were doing draft, I felt like my team talked about a lot of things, but when it came to actually in the draft lull, while we were going through our picks, like definitively, I felt like a lot of what we had talked about before went unpracticed when it came to execution. So a lot of things, like for example, in game 2, we had picked Senna Maokai bot lane, but I think the intention was less to play Senna Maokai bot lane, and it was more to get them to think it was another Senna Maokai bot lane, and we were going to pass a top lane. And then last minute, our top lane decided he didn't want to play Maokai, so we fell through on that plan a little bit.
From what I remember, that Senna Maokai did wonders, especially as Ryuga popping off as Maokai, getting a double kill. Not too sure what happened, but
I think you're definitely thinking of the third game when he got 3 kills as luck.
Oops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That second game, the Senna Maokai lane did not perform as well.
Oh, okay.
But again, I won't say anything more than, I guess, the surface scoreline because I haven't looked back in the games yet.
Of course, it is good to watch back your team's performance before you just start saying stuff. It's good. It's good that you're doing that, sir. I'm very happy that you're honorable like that, giving your team a chance.
I think they can. I think they can definitely perform given the correct criteria set up. I think especially going in to the series yesterday, a lot of us were expecting the series to start over an hour earlier, and running it the hour later definitely. There were people on our team who lost their energy to keep playing just inherently because it was getting too late.
100%. I can see that happening. Getting the game delayed by an hour. Those games did run a bit late yesterday, so I sympathize with that. That having the energy. Oh, we're gonna play in the next 10 minutes, and then oops. Well, you thought.
Especially since everyone was like gathered together. We just had one person who didn't come through quite on time. But on top of that, it was 2 of my team members. They're in school. They got to make sure they're well rested. They got to run around campus, that kind of stuff. They got a lot of other things on their mind, really.
I feel that.
So,
I feel that. As a college student myself, I do understand that time crunching and making sure you stick to priorities is one thing.
Yeah, especially since those two college people are also on their college teams too, so they also have extra responsibilities.
Yeah, it's a lot of conflicting schedules there.
Yeah, we're trying to make it work though.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm happy that you're doing what you can. Fantastic games yesterday. Y'all played well. You specifically also did play fantastic, Mr. Jumpscare. Always,
Thank you.
Always great to
I do
watch
think
you.
Ryuga still did amazing though in terms of how he
Yes.
played. He definitely felt you could feel his presence.
I believe
everywhere.
that was Ryuga debut as well. Am I correct? Is that
Yep, that's correct. Yeah.
Ryuga debut did show off to be fantastic. So I'm glad that everything went good for you.
We're looking to go uphill from here. So.
Yes, sir. And if you don't mind 1 second, I do see that next team y'all play is us, actually, TST.
Well, technically, we were supposed to play you before VRG.
Well, oopsies. But, yes, sir. Well, did have a little bit of confusions today. If we're just going to start discussing it, I'm not sure if we'll be able to play after our game. Who are we going? Big Oof, actually, is who we're playing on Thursday. If y'all can manage to get a time before Thursday, that'll be fantastic. Anything after Thursday won't be able to work with us. So
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, as a proposal now, maybe looking to Wednesday.
I think Wednesday would work.
I'll be happy to be there.
That's his name. All right, well, I'll definitely be coordinating with my team, and I'll be shooting you a Discord message in the near future.
Cool.
So,
Yeah.
As opposing, sorry to interrupt, but as opposing mid laner to other mid laner, you better get your guns ready because I've been practicing.
It's okay. I think
Just
in
ban
terms of the
Yasuo.
strategy that has been working so far with the last two teams, all you got to do is just ban 3 or 4 of my champions. You got it.
That is a strategy that Saivon was suggesting that everyone.
But you know what? One thing about it, I think I'm gonna try to make sure our game comes through. You guys are gonna underestimate my teammates. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, Jumpscare, you know what? That's a compliment. If everyone's just banning you, that means you're the god on the team.
Yeah. Just one big preference, if anything. I would prefer if we have any confliction, I'd rather hear it from you rather than hearing it from third-party sources.
Yes, sir. I do apologize for that. I was
No problem, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem, sir. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your extended gameplays yesterday, and hopefully Wednesday as well.
Thank you. Yeah. Have a good night, guys.
Yes, sir. You
Have a
too.
good night, sir.
All right.
And that concludes this stream, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was week 5 ASO Always Slept On versus Myth. Morby in the house. The game ended Myth 2-0 at the end of the day. Before we end the game here, the stream here, we do have one last sponsor coming in for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, our last sponsor for the day is Vehicles. Vehicles. Do you love going places? Do you love driving? Do you love doing
Chevy.
things? Ladies and gentlemen,
Toyota.
the Vehicles will get you where you need to go. So many options coming in for everyone.
Eels.
Yeah. Beals, tires. Do you like tires? Do you like rubber? Do you like cup holders? Do you like air conditioning? Vehicles got it all. Ladies and gentlemen, go to your nearest vehicle dealership and get yourself any kind of vehicle that you want. Thank you, Vehicles.
Any vehicle?
Yeah, hey, wait. We need a congratulations for Silly Salamander for hitting silver.
Mr. Silly
Thank you.
Salamander.
Okay, that's it. We're done.
That's all we got. Yes, sir.
That's all we got today, everyone.
Ladies
Have
and
a
gentlemen,
good night.
thank y'all for coming. It was a fantastic day. Bye-bye, everybody.
Shout out to Goofy.